What is up, YouTube? It's your boy, TheWalk71. Replaced it with a 4, and I am here with my WWE. Oh, my phone just went off. With my WWE Clash of Champions pay-per-view review. And my God, what a boring pay-per-view. This pay-per-view sucked, bro. Oh my God, this pay-per-view is trash. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, this pay-per-view was like a 4. It was like way below average. It's horrible. It was bad. It was horrible from start all the way until the main event. This pay-per-view was practically trash. Let me get this review done as soon as possible so I don't have to think of this whack pay-per-view. Alright, so we open up. You got the pre-show match. We got Nia Jax versus Alicia Fox. Nia Jax won. Why would Alicia Fox win? Nobody cares. It's a pre-show match. I had the match playing in the background while I was doing some homework. So we open up the actual pay-per-view with The New Day versus Gallows and Anderson for the WWE Tag Team Championship match. And the beginning of this match was very interesting because Gallerson, as Weiser likes to call him, Gallerson basically dominated the New Day. They took out Big E as he was like getting ready to like get on the ring apron. They took him out, took out Xavier Woods, and just start pounding on Kofi Kingston the whole entire time. They just kept beating the crap out of Kofi Kingston. They hit him with the Boot of Doom. They hit him with a lot. And then once he tagged in Big E went off, and then the rest of the match, it was a pretty short match. The rest of the match was history. Gallerson got buried because now anything they ever say does not matter at all now because they kind of suck now. They're kind of a joke now. Like the Bullet Club, these two Bullet Club members who were very notorious and infamous, and New Japan or just Japan in general are just like getting treated like crap now. The New Day won with the Midnight Hour. Yeah. I don't know what else to say about this match. It was pretty short. I mean, it was another W for the New Day, another L for Gallerson. Third match because literally there's nothing else for Gallerson to do. They lost the match. But the next match we have the first ever Cruiserweight title match. We have the brand new Cruiserweight champion, TJ Perkins, aka Suicide, aka Manic. We finally figured out what a Manic is. Taking on the Brian Kendrick, who earned this championship match by winning a fatal 4-way match on Monday Night Raw, defeating Rich Swann, Cedric Alexander, and Grand Metalik. So, this match honestly was good. It was a good, oh my God, it was a good kind of, I wouldn't say a filler match, but it was pretty short too. I felt like, in my opinion, they should have opened up the pay-per-view with this. But before the match even starts, we have TJ Perkins gets interviewed by Tom Phillips about like how he feels about everything. This, that, gives the basic babyface champion promo that, I won the championship and now I have to keep it, whatever. So Brian Kendrick comes out and TJ Perkins comes out with a brand new theme song and intro as if he was playing a video game, basically. It was very confusing. So basically his intro is that you pick a player, and out of the pool of players, it's all of the Cruiserweight Classic competitors. TJ Perkins is the one to be picked, and then it's about to say press start, and then TJ Perkins comes out, hits the dab, and honestly, if you're gonna do this to TJ Perkins, put him WWE first, buy TNA, get all the rights to all the characters, then put TJ Perkins back into the Suicide or Manic gimmick. Because if y'all gonna do this to TJ Perkins, y'all might as well make him something else. Because that's petty. Like, that doesn't make him look like a strong champion. It makes him really, to be honest, look like a jobber. But he's the Cruiserweight champion. But anyway, the match was decent. I don't know. Like, it was kind of fast paced, but it was a very short match. I felt like it should have went on a little longer compared to the match that happened right after it. The match was alright. We saw TJ Perkins win with the knee bar on the Brian Kendrick. Brian Kendrick actually had a sliced bread number 2. I popped for that because I haven't seen him use it. I think Brian used it on Kota Ibushi, but they've really been preserving that move and only using it because usually Brian Kendrick will win with the Captain Took or whatever he calls it. But TJ Perkins won with the knee bar, and after the match, TJ Perkins is about to get interviewed, you know, and then Brian Kendrick interrupts the interview, and TJ Perkins extends his hand out for a handshake. Brian Kendrick shakes his hand, gives him a hug, right? And right when Brian Kendrick's about to leave, he headbutts TJ Perkins. Instantly, we got a heel turn from Brian Kendrick. I knew it was going to come eventually because out of all of the cruiserweight competitors, the one that seemed most like a heel was Brian Kendrick. And now we actually got a nice little storyline we can do for TJ Perkins versus Brian Kendrick for the cruiserweight title at the next Raw pay-per-view, which is interesting if I do say so myself. The next match we have, which is where this pay-per-view starts to go downhill. We had Sheamus versus Cesaro, match number 7 of their best of 7 series. Basically, this is the 7th match we've seen straight of Sheamus versus Cesaro. Honestly, I'm going to tell you what happened at the end. It ended in no contest. I don't even care about this match. I'm just about to rant on it because this is basically about to be the whole ranting part of this pay-per-view. So, we have these matches, right? It's a best of 7 series. Think of it like the NBA Finals for my basketball fans. And if you're not a basketball fan, NBA Finals is basically what this is, but with actual basketball games. And with the NBA Finals, usually they do best of 7 series for the good teams like the Golden State Warriors or the Cleveland Cavaliers or the Thunder, like good teams that are playoff contenders. Or back then, the Lakers, the Celtics, like a bunch of the Heat, just the Bulls, a bunch of just great teams. You don't have the NBA Finals be mid-card, teams that are in the middle, like say the Kings and the Pistons. You don't do that. And that's exactly what this is. This is basically the Pistons versus the Kings. This is Sheamus versus Cesaro in a best of 7 series. This is a 7th match straight. This match, I was not hyped for it. I was not excited for it. I was working on homework during this match. This is how uninterested WWE has got me in this match. I can't even tell you what most of the stuff that happened. Cesaro almost died trying to do a suicide dive and landed on his head. I don't know why he decided to do that. Sheamus hit an outside dive off of the top rope. No. He went for it and Cesaro caught him with an uppercut. That was cool. And the ending was it ended in like a no contest because I guess Cesaro's shoulder was hurt. I don't know the logic behind this. All I know is that we're getting another match between these two. Oh my God. We're probably gonna get a rematch tomorrow night on Raw, and it's probably gonna put me to sleep because my eyes are already starting to close up because this pay-per-view really took a lot of energy out of me and it's really putting me to sleep. Honestly, WWE dropped the ball with Cesaro. I could not care less about Cesaro now. And with Sheamus, his time is over with. He's just here now. Like there's nothing else you could do with Sheamus. So yeah, I truly could not care about this. Yeah. So the next match we have Sami Zayn versus Chris Jericho, and this honestly was a piss break match. Usually the women's matches are piss break matches, but now since they want to quote unquote treat women with respect, now any match is a piss break match, male match or female match. And that's exactly what this match was. Sami Zayn versus Chris Jericho. I did not pay attention to this match at all. This match clearly was not important because nobody talked about this match like that. The whole purpose of this match is that, Chris Jericho is Kevin Owens' friend, and Sami Zayn's trying to warn Chris Jericho that Kevin Owens will eventually turn on him. And he basically called, what did he say? He said, Sami Zayn basically called, Chris Jericho a hoe. I don't even remember what he said. He basically is saying that Kevin Owens owns him and da-da-da. Chris Jericho slaps Sami Zayn and then co-burgers him, and then boom, we get the match. Honestly, Chris Jericho right now, this is the best Chris Jericho I've seen in a while. Sami Zayn has been, I don't know what's wrong with Sami Zayn. He's not as good as he used to be. I did not pay attention to this match. Chris Jericho won with the co-burger, I believe. So yeah, that match happened. I don't know what's next for Sami Zayn. I don't know what's next for Sami Zayn. He's just losing matches. I truly cannot care. The next match we have another championship match. We have Charlotte, the WWE Raw Women's Champion. I forgot to add, they repackaged the tag team championships and the women's championships to Raw women's championships and Raw tag team championships. I don't know. But we have Charlotte, the champion, taking on Sasha Banks and Bayley in a triple threat match. And this match was pretty. It was alright. It was alright till the end. The match was cool. Charlotte looked very dominant at the beginning when she was just constantly attacking Sasha Banks' injured back, and then would push Bayley out as if Bayley was like nothing. Charlotte was looking very dominant in this match, which is good. I just wish I cared. But I just don't care about a lot of stuff WWE puts out now these days. The match was cool. It was a lot of high spots. We saw Charlotte do a double moonsault where she landed on both Bayley and Sasha were laying on the ground. We got a double corner knee drop thunder bomb explosion from Sasha Banks onto Charlotte and Bayley. I was about to say Becky. Bayley. We got Dana Brooke getting involved. The match ended with Charlotte hitting one of the weakest big boots I've ever seen in my life. She had a natural selection. She had so many other moves that she could have ended the match with, and she ended it with a big boot. It was one part where it looked like Bayley was going to win, and she didn't, and I was happy because Bayley shouldn't even be in this match because she just got on the main roster and she's instantly in the title picture. I don't know. Charlotte won with the big boot. Yeah, this match was alright. I mean, it kind of woke me up, but I mean, it's going to take a lot for WWE to wake me up, like, completely to be excited for it. See how tired I am from this pay-per-view? So then after that, we have a match that really pissed me off. It really made me angry. We had Roman Reigns take on Rusev, the United States champion. First of all, you're disrespecting Rusev by having him come out first, right? He's the champion. Roman Reigns is the challenger. He should come out first. Second of all, Roman Reigns doesn't deserve to be in this match. He didn't win a number one contenders championship match. Roman Reigns literally got a title match because he disrespected Rusev. If anybody's the heel, it's Roman Reigns. He disrespected a man's wife, and he didn't even earn a title shot. He just put himself in there. Because why? Because Roman Reigns is the guy. He's Vince's new boy toy. John Cena can move over because Vince loves Roman now. And this match, honestly, at this beginning points was very good. It was more like a brawl, kind of, trying to be dominant over each other. Really a brawl because Rusev, is defending his wife's honor because of what Roman did. And then Rusev is also defending his U.S. title, so, he's going to go all out. Roman is in this match. It's a championship match for him. He has to go all out. People still don't like Roman Reigns. Now, officially, I don't like Roman Reigns after what he did to Rusev. But the match was cool. A lot of near falls. We got Roman Reigns hitting the Superman punch. We got Rusev hitting MMA roundhouse kicks and other stuff. And the ending was cool. We got Rusev using Lana distracted the referee for Rusev to hit that nice little kick he does. And he basically stomped on Roman's back 3 times, and Roman literally no-sold it. He no-sold getting stomped on his back. I was so confused. Then, out of nowhere, he hit the spear on Rusev, and right as the referee started counting, Lana literally, I don't know how strong this lady is. She literally pulled the ref out of the ring, bruh. I was like so confused because I didn't think Lana was that strong to just literally just use all her power just to pull somebody out the ring. And then she got thrown out. Rusev tried to take advantage. He put Roman in the accolades, but this is Vince McMahon's guy now. So Roman Reigns will never tap out ever again. And Roman Reigns got out of the accolade easily. Hits Rusev with a drop kick, the little running drop kick. And then right as Rusev was about to go for something, another spear. 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns wins the United States Championship match. And honestly, this is where I lost my stuff. This is where I legit did not mess with this pay-per-view anymore. Like, it was already bad enough you gave me 2 pretty uninteresting matches and then a weak finisher to a decent match. And then you do this. You give Roman the title. Now, Roman winning the title, I can live with it, but the fact that he beat Rusev for the title, because this is practically John Cena beating Rusev at this point, because that's exactly what happened to Rusev. You build him up as a dominant force only to lose to somebody else to make somebody else look good. And now Rusev doesn't have the US title. And now Roman has the US title. Hopefully Rusev is going to the main event team, because if he's staying at the mid card and he literally is just losing to Roman, I'm going to be pretty upset. I'm already upset that WWE just gave Roman the title even though he didn't earn it. WWE, you never seem to amaze me anymore. Like, I feel like WWE is draining my love for pro wrestling out of me. And it really sucks that they are doing that. They're like the number one wrestling company in America, and they are taking wrestling and making it worse. I don't know how. Anyway, we got our main event. A main event match worth millions of dollars. We have Kevin Owens, the WWE Universal Champion, taking on the challenger, Seth Rollins. And, you know, this match was very interesting to me because of how the build-up for it was. It was like the day Kevin Owens won the title, Seth Rollins got screwed over by somebody that he considered his mentor, somebody that believed in him, and he turned on Seth and got somebody new to represent, which is very interesting. Then these two are going at it. Seth Rollins wants to know why Triple H did this. He's like literally like going against the Raw authorities, basically asking Stephanie why her husband's doing this. And Kevin Owens is just enjoying the benefits of being champion. And then he also says that, you know, the reason they dropped you is because you're not good anymore. You're just known for losing big matches, and that you redesigned, rebuild, and were replaced by me. Like, you literally aren't anything, basically. And that's what Kevin Owens' point of view is for this match. So this match starts, and it's the main event. And what I loved about this match is at the whole beginning, Kevin Owens was dominating, as he should. Usually, in most of Kevin Owens' like big matches, like I've seen this when he was in NXT, he dominated like the whole beginning. And his match with Sami Zayn for the NXT Championship, the night he won the NXT Championship, he dominated Sami Zayn for like the first half of the match before it became even partly competitive. And that's exactly what happened. He worked on Seth Rollins' leg. He threw Seth Rollins around like a little kid. He just did a lot. He was just dominating Seth Rollins, and I like that. I like that out of Kevin Owens. It makes him look like an even stronger champion by doing that. It just makes him look like a stronger, a good wrestler in general. So then eventually Seth Rollins comes back with a clothesline, just running out the corner or something. So then it becomes back and forth. We're getting super kicks into knees and what is it? Just kicks in the head. We're just getting a lot of action between these two. And we got Kevin Owens hitting a gut buster off like the second rope, I think. Oh, that was amazing. Into a frog splash, just destroying Seth Rollins' ribs. And let's add the fact that he was working on Seth Rollins' leg almost the whole entire time. It's crazy to me. And it was also very smart to, take out Kevin Owens' leg, because not Kevin Owens. It's very smart for Kevin Owens to take out Seth Rollins' leg, because then that makes it hard for Seth Rollins to do a lot of his high-flying acrobatic moves. And Seth Rollins sold it. Right when he was about to go for the little springboard knee, he's like slapped his leg, kind of pushed his leg to try to, keep it in place, or, try to get it to work so they can hit the move. And then we get to the end of the match, and basically we hit a very standstill point where both men are like going at it. And then Chris Jericho comes out because, you know, him and Kevin Owens are best friends. So we have Kevin Owens about to go for a pop-up powerbomb on Seth Rollins, and he throws Seth Rollins into the referee, and the referee is knocked out for the rest of the match, by the way. So you already know what's going to happen. So basically, Chris Jericho gets involved about 90% of the match, while he gets involved in the match so many times. It was to one point, before the ref got knocked out, forgot to mention, there was one segment where they were on the outside of the ring, right? Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins are fighting on the outside, and Kevin Owens decides to beat up Seth Rollins some more, puts him on the table, right? Puts him on the table. It's 2 tables on the outside. Not to mention there's a table by the stage, and then 2 tables for like the international broadcasters and stuff, a couple of them. So he puts Seth Rollins on one table, gets on another table. The referee at this point stops counting because I don't think he wants to end the match. I don't know. So then what he does is he looks at the ref. The ref keeps telling him to tell down. He tells the ref to suck it. You know, did the Triple H DX suck it. Then looked at Seth Rollins and did the suck it, and then jumped with a senton, and Seth Rollins moved, and Kevin Owens put himself through the announce table. And I was like, God, this man, jeez, he is going crazy. He's going crazy. So then let's fast forward, and then we get to the part where, you know, Chris Jericho's on the outside. This is almost right before the ref was knocked out, I believe. And what happened was, oh my God, what happened was, Seth Rollins ended up telling Kevin Owens to suck it and hit a pedigree as a sign, you know, of Triple H, because, you know, they're going to feud soon. So he does Triple H's hand movement and then does Triple H's finisher, which is very interesting. And then Chris Jericho puts Kevin Owens' foot on the ropes, basically breaking the count. And then when Kevin Owens goes for the pop-up powerbomb, he overthrows Seth Rollins almost to where Seth Rollins basically knocked the referee out. So then they're just going at it. Chris Jericho is basically trying to get up on Seth Rollins while Kevin Owens is catching his breath, right? So then we get to a scene where Kevin Owens has him. He's about to put him in a pop-up powerbomb. Seth Rollins does the most cleanest reversal while in air. He almost closes his legs and brings the force down from getting thrown in the air into a pedigree. 1, 2, the referee is still out, and the fans are still counting all the way to 15. So then the referee's out. Chris Jericho gets involved again. Then Seth Rollins takes him out, right? Seth Rollins takes him out. And then he goes for a suicide dive on Chris Jericho, and then a suicide dive on Kevin Owens. Then he wakes up the referee, I believe. Wakes up the referee. Tries to wake him up, right? I believe he throws Kevin Owens in the ring. Tries to wake up the referee. Stephanie McMahon brings in another referee. The referee checks on him. And while he checks on the referee that's down, Kevin Owens hits a pop-up powerbomb on Seth Rollins. The referee counts 1, 2, 3. Kevin Owens retains the Universal Championship with sort of kind of the help of Chris Jericho as they both raise hands on the outside celebrating. Chris Jericho singing "We Are the Champions." Yeah, it was amazing. This is probably one of the good parts of Clash of Champions. And directly after Seth Rollins lost, he looked directly at Stephanie McMahon, basically trying to say that Stephanie McMahon screwed him by getting a referee because that distracted him and got him the L. I don't know how it's going to play out on Monday Night Raw. This pay-per-view was below average. I'll give it a 4 out of 10. I hated this pay-per-view. I will definitely not watch this pay-per-view again. But anyway, guys, like, comment, favorite, subscribe. Do what you do to support me. If you want more WWE reviews, which you will get them because I made a promise, leave a like. Do whatever, man. Anyway, guys, I'm out. Peace.